All right, the recording has started. Well, welcome everyone to our second town hall of the 2025-2026 Toastmasters year. It's Let's Get Together on the 2nd. And so, of course, today's August 2nd, and we are thrilled that you all have joined us here today to learn more about what's going on with District 2 this first month, and also to hear from you all on any feedback, any suggestions, or just anything, just to be able to chat and network with each other. So to start off this, I want to, first of all, let's start today off with a little song. So if everyone wants to get off mute for a second, because today is Roberta's birthday, and so let's all sing her a happy birthday. So 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
to
you.
Happy birthday,
Roberta. Happy birthday to you.
Yay.
And many more.
Yes, and many more. Thank you so much, Roberta, for being our program quality director and just everything that you're doing so far in our district. So we really appreciate you and for coming on your birthday. So we hope the rest of the day is going to be fun and you'll be able to celebrate tons. So thank you. All right. So next thing I want to do is I want to actually share a little story. So when I was elected the district director, so again, for those of you who don't know me, I am Anu Jokinen. I am the District 2 district director. And when I was elected back in May, I shared a little bit about our household and that we are Liverpool fans. And so for those of you who are not familiar with that, it's an international soccer team. So Liverpool Football Club is one of the most iconic teams in the world. They're based in Liverpool, England. They play in the English Premier League. And it's kind of like the NFL of global soccer. And one of the best players on the team is Mohamed Salah, and he's pictured here on the screen. And he's actually considered to be one of the best players of his generation. And Salah is a global football icon. He's actually scored over 200 goals for Liverpool, and which makes him one of the top players or goal scorers for the club. He's won a ton of awards for himself and trophies for the team, such as the Premier League title. But the reason why I'm sharing this story is that what really makes this story powerful is that he didn't start off that way. When Mohamed came to the Premier League, he was actually with another team, Chelsea, and he struggled. He only scored 2 goals in 19 appearances. So he was actually loaned out to other teams. He was overlooked, and a lot of people considered him a flop. He was a decent player, but by no means was he considered world class. But in 2017, everything changed. He joined Liverpool. And more importantly, he joined the coach, Jurgen Klopp. And so Jurgen didn't just give him a jersey, he gave him belief. So he really built this culture around in that team where Salah could thrive, where failure was viewed as a part of growth. Then the players were not just seen for what they were, but what they could become. And Salah responded magnificently. In his very first season at Liverpool, he scored 32 goals. He broke records, defied expectations, and really showed how the power of belief can be the most transformative force in human growth and achievement. So let's just think about this. So he didn't arrive as a legend, he became one. And it's all because someone believed in him, because he was placed in an environment that really brought out the best in him. And so the reason why I share this story is because isn't that really what, at the end of the day, what Toastmasters is? When we walk into that first meeting, our confidence is not soaring. We stumble through icebreakers. We're counting our ahs and ums. We forget our lines. But someone sees us for the first time for many of us. And so someone gives us a chance and someone creates a space where we can thrive. So if you're a brand new member, a club officer, a district leader, remember, you don't have to be world class on day one. You just need the right environment, the right people, and someone who really sees your potential. So just like Jürgen Klopp believed in Salah, Toastmasters can believe in you. So my challenge for all of you on this call is, who are you going to believe in this year? Because when I started, I had someone who believed in me, and that was Roxy Stimson. And she's the one that tapped me to become an area director. I had no idea that I could become an area director. So she tapped me, and I also happened to start Toastmasters in 2017. And so a few years later, here we are, I'm the district director. So you don't know what the power of that one tap, that one belief can have in a person. And I am so excited that in our district, in this new super district, we have 47 area director roles and 9 division directors, and they're pretty much all filled except for 9. So we still need 9 area directors. And so again, I challenge you all to see who you can tap, who do you believe in that can help take the next step in their Toastmasters journey. So I'm showing you all of the area director positions that are still open. The dashboard has been updated, so if you have access to the dashboard, all of the clubs in there for that particular area have been updated. So if you're curious to see where those areas are, again, then if you have any recommendations, send off them to me. I would love to get them filled in. We'll have an makeup area director training here soon, and we're going to announce that. And then Roberta's also going to talk a little bit about what happened at our previous area director training. But again, this is a huge step in someone's Toastmasters journey, is to be able to go into as an area director. So that's my little spiel for area directors there. Also at the division director training a few weeks ago, we were talking about a year at a glance, and I thought it would just be good just to show what our Q1 looks like. So we just finished off July. It's unbelievable. We're already down 1 month in this Toastmasters year. We've got 11 to go. So we had the area and division director training. We had our first DEC, so District Executive Committee meeting, where we voted on the realignment. And then it's also our area directors are starting their club visits. In August, club officer training, the deadline is due at the end of this month. And then also huge is the annual business meeting. We need that proxy holder designated by August 18th, and I have a slide for that here in a moment. Again, we'll have more club visits. And then in September, we'll have a district executive committee meeting on the 4th, the district council business meeting on the 18th. And another huge deadline is club success plans are due September 30th. Member renewals are due September 30th. And then area division director training is also September 30th. So in Toastmasters world, September 30th is a huge, huge day. All right, so let me, I'm not monitoring the chat. So if Roberta, if you catch something, just let me know if I need to hold off on something. But I checked I'm able to see the percentages of the clubs that have designated that proxy holder. So we're only at 33. I did send an email out to all the presidents and secretaries, because they're the ones that are can designate that proxy holder in Club Central. I sent that out this week, and I'm going to send out another reminder. So we only have 13 days, so I'd really love to get as close to 100% participation on this as possible, because again, the clubs, you all have the power to help shape the future of Toastmasters, and you get to vote on those things.
Yeah, the one request was in the chat. Anu,
Okay.
if we could put the year at a glance calendar available on the D2 website, so that's something that we can look at.
Okay. Yeah.
In Starburst.
Perfect. Yeah, very good. So that's a great suggestion. And so we have our public relations manager on the line, Marty Varela, here as well. And we'll get that in the Starburst, and we're looking at the website as well. So that is what I have so far. And then we did get questions through the registration page, and we'll go over those after Roberta goes. And so, because again, a lot of those things would be answered at that point, but I thought we'd just share that information first and then review the questions and then see if anybody else has additional questions. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand it over to our birthday girl, Roberta.
I just need permission to share.
Yep.
Okay, and there we go. I want screen 2. I have 3 screens trying to figure out which one I need to share. Thank you all. Are you seeing a PowerPoint presentation that says Program Quality Director? Okay, great. We have a lot to cover today. Just a reminder of the district mission is to grow new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. And our team, including Joanna, is working diligently on the first part of that, growing new clubs. And as your program quality director, I focus primarily on helping assisting all clubs in achieving excellence. Some Road to Distinguish August checklist reminders is to send your dues renewal reminders to your members. And more importantly, make sure all your club officers renew their dues. Here's an easy one. They have to be club officers for their term, so might as well renew their dues for that term. Promote the Smedley Award program. Marty will probably have some more information coming out in the Starburst regarding the Smedley Award program. That is the first membership development event that Toastmasters International promotes. Confirm club officers are trained by August 31st. I am diligently getting through all the lists of getting officers identified as trained. I had all the attendance tracker surveys updated as officers trained as of July 26th. And there's been some big events since then, so I'm working on getting that all updated. And then last but not least, finalize your club success plan and upload it into Club Central. For those of you who have been participating in the survey of the week, you're wondering, what do we glean from that information? The first one is membership is the biggest challenge. No surprise there. 76% of our clubs identified that is the biggest challenge for their being a distinguished club. How can the district help? Training on Club Central prospective membership management. How many of you clubs actually utilize that system? The Toastmasters just rolled it out at the second half of last year. So we'll definitely try and get some more training available on that. I think there's a video on how to use it. It's a pretty cool system. One of the key features on that is making sure that your club contact in Club Central is up to date. So your officers get notifications when people, yes, Bill is laughing on that one, when people actually say they want to visit a club. And then folks want some more information on best practices, on marketing their club, and getting members to join. And last but not least, membership building incentives. We talked about the Smedley Award program at Toastmasters International. I believe if you bring in 5 members during the Smedley Award program, your club gets a 10% discount on their Toastmasters International supply orders. So that's one incentive. And there's an incentive that the district is going to be rolling out, and I'll let you know more about that in a bit. The other thing was, what is your favorite speech contest? Now, this is a weighted evaluation because we had everyone rank the entire list, and international speech definitely won out. Next, by a narrow margin, is humorous, and I am so looking forward to that possibly being the contest that we pair up with our international speech at our spring conference. Do you have a mentor? Now, mentoring has been proven to be the best method of onboarding and retaining members. And it's sort of sad that 64% of the people who responded to our survey said that they did not have a mentor. So we need to work on those mentorship programs. And really, it's developing a mentorship program that fits the club and members. So there will be more information going out on how we can help that. Let's see, how can we get notifications for prospects that join virtually? We'll talk about, I'll try and address that in just a bit. And then of those with a mentor, only or 53% are not using the Toastmasters mentorship program. When asked why folks weren't using the mentorship program, the common answer was they didn't know it existed. So we'll need to do a little bit more on marketing that as well. Oh, trying to get the right screen here. Of the survey of the week drawing we mentioned if you participate in the survey of the week, it is available through the Starburst, also on the district website. And for those of you who had selected that, yes, you are willing to receive emails from Toastmasters International, we've been emailing those out to you as well. And we have a weekly drawing for folks who actually respond to those surveys. For the June 30th survey, Teresa Robinson-Dune of Thursday Night Live Toastmasters Club. July 7th is Eric Stager of Everett Pace Setters. July 14th survey is Gary Hartman of Word Weavers and Success Speaks. And July 21st is Diana Straub of Pink Synergy. So woohoo! All of those members are going to receive 10 district bucks for their thank you for participating in the survey. Now we talked about those incentives. The Great Start incentive that the district is promoting is clubs that meet the following requirements by 9/15. And notice it's in red. There was a little bit of a change, but there's, I want to say, even another double asterisk on that. The club success plan must be submitted into Toastmasters International by 9/15. Yes, Toastmasters International says 9:30. We want to make sure that everybody gets that in so we can celebrate at our district council meeting. So 9/15 is our Great Start deadline. The 4 club officer train, yes, they have to be trained by 8:30, not or 8:31, not by 9:15. So that deadline still exists. So get those 4 club officer trained and 8 member payments submitted by 9/15. Yes, we're jumping the gun because we want to encourage everyone to be a distinguished district. Now, granted, the $75, that is our tentative amount right now. It still needs to be approved by our budget process. And when do we approve the budget? At our district council meeting. So depending on how many people actually achieve that incentive and how much money we have to spend, we're hoping it's going to be around $75. Okay, so where are we on that Great Start? This is a little dashboard we'll be updating periodically in the Starburst. So right now, there are only 9 clubs that have submitted their club success plan. So 4% of our clubs, we really want that to be around 75, preferably 100% of our clubs have submitted a club success plan. Officers trained, I think it was only like 39 clubs approximately who have their 4 or more officers trained. And way too many have no club officers trained to date. And then members dues paid. We only have 4 clubs that have the 8 members paid already. So we still have some time, but this will be a dashboard that we'll have on the Starburst just so everybody knows where we are in our Great Start program. Of those clubs that have submitted their club success plan, I want to give a great big shout out to them. Woo-hoo! Great job. And for those clubs that already have their 8 members paid, those are those 4 clubs. Woohoo! They are starting the year off great. Some important dates to remember, and Anu had mentioned those in the district calendar, is that annual proxy votes due on August 15th, 8/31 or August 31st, the officer training deadline. So, and we are going to have multiple officer trainings available here real soon for you. The great start deadline of September 15th. Why does that say February? I think I have a mix up on the numbers and when I entered it in. Town hall. It should be
Denver said
September
2.
2nd. I think I reversed the numbers and it just geeked out there. It's supposed to be September 2nd is the next town hall. The district executive committee meeting. Yeah, I don't know what it did there on the dates. Is September.
I do it, put it into
Yeah.
English way.
I'll correct that.
It's put the date.
Yeah, I got the order on the numbers incorrect, and PowerPoint freaked out. And our district council meeting is on September 18th. I'll get this updated and send it to Marty so that we could have that on the Starburst as well with the correct date. Did I miss? I'm missing the screen here. Okay, we do have some, just to let you know what we have offerings coming up is that there will be some new club officer training available in the month of August that focuses on moments of truth. I think our moments of truth chair, Richard, has selected like 8 different dates. And if your club attends those moments of truth training sessions, your club will get credit for those club officer training. Also, our Pathways chair is going to be hosting, I believe, 3 different pathway club officer training / office hours during the month of August. So that's another way of your club to receive club officer training. Plus, we have the Road to Distinguished office hours that happen every Wednesday night. Your club can, and we're primarily focusing on the club success plan during those club off or Road to Distinguished office hours. If your club needs help on getting that club success plan entered into Club Central, come and hijack my Road to Distinguished meeting. Marty's club did that and they were able to walk through the entire club success plan and check that off, and we watched them load it into Club Central right during the meeting. We also have some other specific training dates. There's 2 TLIs that are going to be offered next weekend, one online that will focus on the Toastmaster journey, and then there will be one on site in the Washington area. And for our corporate clubs, at the end of August, there is a club officer training that is specific for the different culture of corporate clubs. So look on the D2 events calendar for all those upcoming events. And let me check the chat. I'm going to stop share and check the chat to see what we have in there. How can we get notifications for prospects that join virtually? There's, again, we'll do some training on the prospect management system. When the person says that they're wanting to attend your meeting, it actually registers that they're wanting to attend when they go in through Find a Club and then they click on your club. that they want to attend that, the prospect management system records that they are wanting to attend your club meeting. The question is your club getting the message that they want to attend your meeting? So what I personally did for my club is I actually registered to attend my own club meeting through the prospect management, and that's how I found out that our email address was not correct. We had an extra character in our email address, and as a result, we weren't getting the message. It gave me an opportunity to go in and correct that, and now we do receive those messages. Notifications are for those submitted in their contacts, yes. You can also use the prospect management system when people visit your club, either virtually or on site. You can use it as a guest registry. Get their email address and you go into the prospect management system and enter in their email address. And it will send them a notification that they've been invited. So that's another way of using that system to track it. This is where catching them before and after the meeting, ask for help, yes. Remember that Zoom specifically has a way to get an attendance report if you are using the registration system in Zoom. There is reporting that identifies whether or not or they attended and how long that they attended, and we could probably do some little short videos and put that on Starburst on how to use the Zoom registration system as well. And Marty also suggested be sure to find out how your guest was able to get to your virtual meeting info without contacting the club. One thing that I know some clubs have done that are in a virtual environment is they have a guest registration, an electronic guest registration that it's a Google document or a Google form that they'll post a link in to their chat for their guests to fill out. So that is another way of just getting that information for your club. Marty.
That is a good suggestion. The reason I made the point about how they get there is that some clubs continue to make it so that when someone accesses their website, they can join the meeting. When that happens, it means that you then have to rely on getting the email information from that prospect. Another way to use your website to get them into your meeting is to have a registration requirement, and it's actually through whatever platform you're using for the meeting, because that then forces them to provide that information before they get on. And then you can absolutely get a report that has their name and their email address. That's only going to be helpful if they're using an email address that they use. Many people nowadays have an email address for junk mail. And so it may be that you're in that situation. The key is to communicate with that prospect so that you don't lose an opportunity to help them achieve the goals that they've identified. Thanks, Roberta.
Thank you so much, Marty. Yes, great reminders. Using your free Toast host or Easy Speak. I keep wanting to say Speak Easy. Easy Speak website to track those guests that you have come in. And we could probably also do a specific training on how to utilize those two systems. And until we have one available, I know that there are some fantastic YouTube videos out there on how to massage your website to track all of that. Vicky, you have your hand raised.
I do. Thank you, Roberta. I appreciate the update. I'm looking at this prospective member management tool on Club Central, and it looks like I need to enter an email address for us to use to communicate with that prospect. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it would be that if you go to your club demographics, there should be a spot in there that's your contact email.
Okay. I will go. All right. you can address somebody else and I'll go back and take a look at that. My thought was to use our contact us address.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way we have our Free Toast Toast website set up, contact us at our club number.
Mhm.
We'll reach out and tap 2 of our members on the shoulder to receive that message.
That's an excellent idea. That way, multiple people receive that message.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening, you need to go to prospective member management and put an email address in there so these prospects can actually communicate with you. So why isn't that automatically linked to the contact us address?
Because not everyone has a contact us address associated with a web page. The
But we,
TI, but
and
yeah,
I don't,
but the prospect management system, Vicky, was created by Toastmasters International. It's not one of the complementary tools that clubs can use to support their club. It's
Okay.
actually something that's pushed out by TI. And the goal behind it, frankly, is to get the person who's expressed an interest in either visiting a club or getting more information about a club to confirm with Toastmasters International that they have that interest. And the precise reason for that is that once they've done that, if when they go to visit your club or they communicate with you to answer whatever question or concern they have, they ultimately want to become a member, you can push an electronic copy of the membership application to them. And it means the entire process can be done online without you having to do anything. And if you have self-pay enabled, even that part of it can be handled. So the whole lifespan of that prospect is managed through the international systems interface. If you enter the contact us information for your club, it will go to your club, but there won't be any record in the Toastmasters International system unless once you all get that contact at your club, you go into the prospect management system, you add that prospect's information, and then TI will send that electronic validation to them. If they accept it, then they'll be added to your prospect management system and you can update what they've done. Did they visit? Did they have questions? Who did you assign it to? Because you have the ability to identify a club member that's going to be responsible for that prospect in the prospect management system. But it is actually designed for the Toastmasters International system, not the accompanying websites that our clubs have, because they can have any type of platform to support their club's needs.
okay,
Yeah, the Free Toast Host, Easy Speak, that is a third party that it's not
Mhm.
directly through Toastmasters International. They just have a partnership with it.
okay, thank you,
Those addresses can be different.
thank you.
Marty, you have your hand raised.
I'm sorry, that was to answer the previous question.
Okay, thank you very much. Deborah has a question. Where on the D2 website do we find the list of division and area directors? We said we're working on that one.
Yes, we're definitely, and we're gonna talk about that. That's definitely one of the priorities when we move over to the new website, and I'll talk about that in here a little bit. Okay, let's get. I think we have.
And then Jessica says, thinking about growth, is there a way to gift or donate Toastmasters membership to a prospect? Thinking of a raffle or individual sponsorship. Okay, so you cannot use your club dues or to pay for a prospect. Some clubs do a donation fund for and that is separate from club dues or membership dues. And if you have a donation fund, then you could use that to help pay for that. And I definitely during COVID, we saw a lot of clubs that created those donation funds for prospective members. But that does have to be a separate fund. It is not a requirement for your members to pay into. And again, it cannot be part of the club dues. So that is an option if your club has members that are struggling. There's also, you can look at corporate sponsorships or to pay for those dues. Some of our prison clubs have sponsorships that members pay, those sponsors pay for their, those members' dues. And then if you have employees of a corporation, having their employer pay for their dues. It's not a corporate club. My own home club is an open club, but our corporation, for the employees who join, our employer pays for it as part of our continuing education. So those are some ways to help fund member dues. And with that, I'm going to hand this back over to Anu to continue on with our town hall. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Roberta. Yeah, so I'm going to pull up the questions that came in during the registration. We'll just kind of go through one by one. And I'm going to keep my PowerPoint in like not the presenter mode, so that way I can go back and forth to show some of the websites and to answer some of those questions. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So the first question was, what is the criteria to get articles in the district newsletter? So we do have a form. It's called the Starburst newsletter post, and I actually put the link in the chat, and I'm going to share that now. So then that way you can use that form. I would save it. I have it actually on, because I also had to submit articles into the Starburst because we have a process for that, and I just have it as a saved bookmark on my screen, so then it's ready to go. That they should be in by 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fridays. So then that way it gives time, Marty, to fulfill that. Yes, Marty, you want to share?
I'm wondering if the question is the mechanics of getting content into the Starburst, or are you asking how do we decide what content goes into the Starburst? Could there be a clarifier on that, or is that one of the questions that was sent in?
That was one of the questions sent in, and I don't know exactly if that person is on the line here, but if you wanted to address both of those pieces.
Well, yeah, what you just did is great. Anything that someone wants to put into the Starburst should be submitted through the form. And if you have difficulty with the form, if you reach out to us, we can walk you through it, because some people have encountered word count limits in their efforts to submit. But the key to remember for me, when I'm looking at anything that's not like district news or an event at your club that seems logical to go into the Starburst, I look at, is there going to be a benefit to our membership? My intention this year is to collaborate, create, and celebrate. Collaborate brings us together, all of the parts of District 2. Create is to be very innovative in how it is that we feature one another and get to know one another, and celebrate is finding as many opportunities as we can to showcase what's going on in the district, because what might be interesting to me may not be interesting to you, but it's what's interesting to anybody in our district that we should be celebrating, because that's what makes us who we are. So when I look at content that people submit and the ideas that they have for articles, that's my only barometer. And frankly, I've not encountered any request so far, and it's early days. I've not encountered any requests so far that did not fit that paradigm for me. I want us to know what's happening in our clubs, what's happening with our members, what's happening in communications and leadership from a professional and an industry perspective. I also want to know what's going on in our organization and in the world, as long as it's connected to District 2 in some way, shape, or form. If for some reason I get content that I don't think is appropriate in the form that it's submitted, I will make recommendations on how it can be modified so that it fits those parameters. And if the person is interested in making those modifications, we can get it into the Starburst. We want the Starburst to reflect our membership. Thanks, Anu.
Very good. Thank you so much, Marty. All right, so next question. Will the D32 online history really be deleted offline after September 30th and not be available on the D2 website, D9 and D2? No worries. We are working very hard to make sure that we are honoring the history that this new District 2 has come from. So we are looking at different ways, creative ways to bring that history into our new website. We are looking to move from our current WordPress site to a Wix website, which allows a little bit more flexibility, more modernization, things like that. We want to highlight different clubs, different Toastmasters, but definitely have a whole section on the history of that. So if you have ideas or suggestions, or you've seen a website that's done that really, really well, send it to us, send it to Marty, so that we can take a look at it. Because again, we definitely want to honor District 32 and District 9 and not lose that history. So great question. Next question is, do we have new branding available to use in our digital assets? So you are looking at a brand or a Zoom background that our former PRM, Josh Hinman, created for us on his, basically on his last day as a gift to our new District 2. So feel free to use this. We can provide that. And Marty, that might be an idea to have on the Starburst, to have a way for them to download, maybe have a link for them to download the image so that they can use it in their club meetings. But beyond that, you should follow the Toastmasters brand guidelines. That is key. So Marty, do you want to share a little bit more about that? Oh, or Marty, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Do you want to say anything about branding?
I've got to unmute before I speak. So every year, Toastmasters updates its brand guidelines. And for me personally, I use the Toastmasters International site, brand site, to identify what's contiguous and what's not. It doesn't change substantively, but my recommendation, if you want to stay on brand, is to use that tool. It is best because then you don't have to worry. If you're ever questioning whether something meets the brand guidelines or not, perhaps it's on the line or you haven't seen anything comparable, you can actually reach out to brand at toastmasters.org and they will give you an answer on that question.
Good, thank you. Let's see here. Cassandra says, the reason I asked the question is because I have not seen any communication in reference to what is our new area, region, etc. So actually, that's one of the questions here. And I do want to point out, if you go into our D2TM website, we do have a whole section called District Realignment. And so there we have Kyle Hall. He's been updating these blog posts. And on the most recent one from after our DECM, our District Executive Council meeting vote, we did the vote, and there's a PowerPoint here that shows exactly what division, what area those clubs are in. So feel free to look at that. And also, if you are like an area director, division director, you should have access to the dashboard, and all of those clubs now are updated. I know it took a little bit for them to be updated in there, but it should be correct now. If not, please let us know. All right, and Tatiana, yeah, we'll get you the updated D2 branded Zoom background. All right. Next question here. Let's see, when will we know what contest D2 will be holding this year? As Roberta said, looks like it was definitely the International Speech Contest, and the humorist was second on the list from the voting. And so, but we'll actually do a formal vote next month. And so then that way you'll know exactly which contest we'll be doing. There was another question, will district, regional area plus contests in different states so everyone can financially and physically compete? Roberta, do you want to take on this one about contests? I think they're asking so the area contest, so area, division, and district will be all in person. So district will be at the district conference, and that is going to be most likely in the Tacoma area. And then, so then the division and area are also in person. So that is going to be within your region anyway. So if you're in the Eastern Washington, so then you'll be competing in those areas. So Roberta, do you want to add to that?
Yes, that was part of the recommendations from the alignment is to make sure that clubs are closest in line with the general area. Now, just because you may have clubs that are in, you know, two different main cities, doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice one group of clubs. You can meet halfway to have your club contest. Also, things that we're looking into or will be looking into is maybe area and divisions doing fundraising to help alleviate some of those costs. All the contests have to be in person outside the club. Now, one thing that we are thinking of doing is we have a member development day that will be happening in November. As soon as I can get done with registering all the club officers trained, I can concentrate on planning that. That membership development day will include a speechathon that will be testing the online contest. We're going to use that as our speechathon format just to get folks used to that rotation that we will have. The plan is eventually having an online speech contest in November for all of our clubs. So those that aren't able to travel can still participate in a speech contest online. So look for more information on that.
Very good. Thank you so much, Roberta. Next question was that will this date and time be a monthly meeting? So the town hall will be on the second day of every month. So we would do that way. It was an easy date to remember. I am switching up the time so that way to accommodate different people on their schedules. So some will be in the evenings, like today was in the morning. Typically, if it falls on a weekend, I'll try to have it in the morning. Then you can have the rest of the day to do whatever. And then there's going to be some lunchtime meetings. And I believe the next one, September 2nd, is on during like a lunchtime. It's 11 to 12 Alaskan time and 12 to 1 Pacific time. So again, so then that way maybe the corporate clubs have an opportunity to participate in a town hall as well. So I'm changing up the times, but the date will always be the 2nd. So let's get together on the 2nd. Very good. Let's see here what changes were made during the club alignment. We just shared that. That's on the D2TM website for under district alignment. And does our website have educational or learning videos? You can actually find, we have the YouTube channel. So if you go to our District 2 Toastmasters YouTube, there's a ton of great sessions in there. We're a little bit behind in uploading. Again, there's been lots of going on this month of July. We're going to upload some like the area director and division director trainings, some other trainings. But the one great one that we had a month ago was hosting great hybrid meetings. That's available on our District 2 YouTube channel. If there's other trainings that you would like to see on there, I know, so Marty and we talked about this when I was in club growth and she was my assistant club growth director. We had these high aspirations for really developing out our YouTube channel. And so hopefully this year we'll be able to do that. Again, providing more content and resources for you. Yes, Marty.
I just want to add that anyone that has a similar passion, we could make this a project, like for example, for your DTM, because it is something that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of energy, and a whole lot of talent to catalog a YouTube channel that has as much content as ours does at the clip that we keep adding content to it. So we would love if that's something that interests you or someone that you know, that you tell them a little birdie told you that they just need to reach out to the team and we will snatch them up and put them to work immediately so that they can start seeing the fruits of their labor. Thanks, Anu.
Thank you. All right, ideas for VP membership to bring in more members. First of all, attend club officer training. That is a great resource. And so actually, I want to open this up. I know we've done a lot of talking here. So what about you? If anybody on the call here has some additional suggestions on how to bring in more members, either raise your hand, you come off mute. And then Roberta, if you wanted to I'm having a hard time because I'm sharing the screen, so I can only see so many things.
I know. I'm just like, where is my screen here? I have 3 different screens and stuff
I
open.
have some suggestions. I have a thought,
Great. Please share.
and that is something my mother did when she was in Toastmasters back in the previous century. I don't know if you remember the 1900s, but but when she was a district governor, I think it was in Washington, D.C. area, they organized events outside, in this case, actually on the lawn of the House of the Congress, but they would bring out a soapbox and they would speak so that all these people passing by would hear Toastmasters in action. And at this point, they were debating, stuff from the early country, but stuff like that, where we are out in the middle of public, is something that I like.
Cassandra, thank you so
Yes.
much, Bill. Cassandra mentioned
Yes, thank you.
chamber meetings. It's a great place to chat, networking with groups. I believe the Hartmans usually have a booth at the Alaska State Fair that, or not Alaska State Fair, I'm sorry, the Washington State Fair. Why would they come up here at the Washington State Fair? So probably reach out. I know that they would love to get folks to help with that event. Deborah mentioned the farmers market, maybe the one time a month, reaching out to there. So I'm seeing all of these coming up, chats coming up. So another thing is if you check with employers. I know my own employer does a job fair twice a year. So check with your employers to see if they have a job fair that you can have a booth at the job fair to promote Toastmasters. So there's a couple of different, Bill's point, the D2 soapbox. Oh, I can see that now. Let's get some artists to put together some soapboxes for us to do that. So those are some great business and professional. So definitely having to get out into the public to promote the values of just amazing things that Toastmasters do.
Yeah, and then we actually have this, I haven't had a chance to share with the team yet on this, but this is happening this week. So my day job, I work for an educational technology company and I attend conferences throughout the year. And there is one that's happening in February. It's called NCCE and it's with all of the school districts in the surrounding areas. And I'm actually working with Rebecca Murray. So a lot of you know, but Rebecca Murray, she was our MC at our district conference this past spring. And she's done a lot within the area as well. And then so it was myself, Rebecca, and Amy Bourne. She is a Toastmaster as well as the Assistant Director of Technology Support for Kent School District. And so the three of us are going to do a panel on Toastmasters at this conference, hopefully if our session gets submitted. But that, again, thinking outside the box, how else can you go out there into the public and talk about Toastmasters?
And then I've had this idea, and I'm going to organize it this spring or this fall, of having what I call a Toastmasters date night or networking night. Did you know you could utilize your pathway project as a possible workshop? Consider this in having the typical icebreaker. There's also the networking pathway project that you can have 3 or 4 members actually use that project together to create a workshop for the public. And I have this image of inviting people to this networking event and setting it up almost like a speed dating and to where people can go around and network and visit other people and then learn skills on how to do an icebreaker or create their stump introduction speech and then practice it at the event. So those are some ways of utilizing your pathway projects to also create a public membership building event.
Very good. Awesome. So we have about 4 minutes left here, and so we have a lot of great ideas, and maybe we'll capture these and then also put them in the Starburst as some potential ideas to build membership. So great job, everyone. The next question was, how can clubs give their own trainings for officers if they are unable to attend? Take that off your plate. We have a ton of officer training available still this month. We do, in order to get credit, it has to be through the district and not a club design training. You can do your own internal training, but you won't get club officer credit for that. So feel free to join one of the District 2 training sessions. We have them, they're all listed on our website. So if you go into events, right, so they're all listed here. You can register. Let me actually go back to a month that has, go back to August. So tons of club officer trainings are all listed here, and there's a lot of those office hours too. You'll be able to get credit for that. And then if you are also eligible to go to a training outside of our own District 2, you can go to another district's training, but you do need to get confirmation from their program quality director that you did attend. So then that way Roberta can log that. All right, so final question here. Oh, did you want to mention anything, say that?
I was just going to say,
Roberta?
if by chance, sort of like corporate clubs or some of our prison clubs that don't have that flexibility, check with your area directors, since it must be supervised by a director of the district. That is the qualification so check with your area directors or your division directors to see how we could accommodate that.
Very good. Thank you, Roberta. And then the final one on here. So we have, when will we see some of the survey results? So Roberta shared those, and we're going to also post those in a few different places again. So it was the first month, lots going on. And we are excited to also have these town halls as an opportunity to get feedback from you all. And we have about 2 minutes left. So if anyone has a burning question or a comment here, if you want to just raise your hand and we can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself in these final minutes here. Anybody else? Deborah.
Oh, I was just curious. I saw that area directors for Division G were filled, it looks like, and I haven't heard who my area director is for my particular area, which I don't know the number, 71 maybe, G.
Okay. All right. I will get that information to you, Deborah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Maureen, do you have a comment?
How are you going to have online competition? Sorry. Are you going to have online competitions? Because I know that if you don't have an online competition, the online clubs have no competition.
So Toastmasters International has made the policy change that all contests, with the exception of the online contest, must be done on site. So, and those contests outside the club must be done on site. So the humorous and international, once they complete the club contest, then it moves to the area and division and district. And again, those have to be done on site. We are looking at eventually putting an online contest in our mix of contests, but This year, with all the changes and the merging of the district, we just haven't been able, or it's just happening too quick. So we are going to test the waters out this year by having a speechathon in November that will be utilizing the online contest structure. So it's a speechathon, get everybody used to the idea of having that event in November. And in future years, that will possibly be our regular rotation of having an online speech contest in the month of November.
All right, very good. We are at time, so yes, Vicki, we haven't formally announced it. So again, we're putting, it is on the calendar. So if you go to the event section on our D2TM site, you can just search. We have put as many things throughout the year on the calendar as possible, but of course we'll be adding things. But yeah, so May 16th, 2026, most likely in the Tacoma area. And Roberta, can we have people on the call if they want to provide feedback, use the district event attendance tracker to provide feedback on the town hall?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
very good. Yeah, and so we actually took some suggestions from the first town hall. So people wanted to kind of see those questions posted, so it was more of a visual for everyone. So we went ahead and did that. So hopefully you appreciated a lot of some of the changes that we made from the first town hall. And again, we are so thankful that you all took the time on a Saturday to join us and share some of your feedback, insights, and we'll see you again at another town hall. Thank you, everyone.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
It was great to see
Thank
you,
you.
Roberta, again.
Yes.
Thank you all.
I hope to see you in Tacoma this year.
Well, I don't know if you heard from Kyle Hall, but I did talk to him personally, and I moved from District 32, and you remember me from there.
Yeah.